Oh my goodness. Look at the state of this place. Look at what happened here. Honestly, didn't get a good chance of looking at this last time I was here, but just take a look at what happened to all the buildings and stuff that was here. I will say though that this does look salvageable, which is more than what I could say to Cosmic Chapter 2 Season 4. But still, that's not gonna make this any less painful to have to rebuild all this stuff. Because again, this took me an entire week to construct, and I guess seeing as there's most of the buildings that survived, or at least a decent amount of it, it shouldn't be too hard to rebuild. But okay, no delaying, let's get some resources and let's fix everything up. And fingers crossed it doesn't take as long as the first time I built up this city. Two real-life days later, for the most part, I believe everything is back to the way it was, with just a few little alterations and a few little additions here and there, such as almost every single building having trapdoors or something like that, and this nice little entranceway heading to the farm. But yeah, in short, this wasn't fun having to rebuild everything back to the way it was. Like, seriously, this was tough. But I think for now we could finally put the town on hold for a little bit because there are more pressing matters to attend to, such as to do with these two different types of clocks we can see right here. Yeah, they are very powerful and very strong, and to keep them from going into the wrong hands again, we should probably make some pretty secure places for them. So what I've done right now is I've moved the time machine up here just to get it out of the way, because I'm thinking down here, down where you see what this beacon is, could be a good place on building a pretty decent sized vault. And yeah, I want to try making it literally as secure as possible, just to make sure these clocks never get into the wrong hands again, because seriously, they're very powerful, and they're very, they're very loud, very loud, and so many voices. So many voices coming from all directions. Do you hear that? Ooh, anyways. Okay, it's probably not a good idea to have this collapse clock on me for too much longer, so let's try building up this vault as quickly as we physically can. Because honestly, the longer I have my evil version's clock in my inventory, the more crazy I end up feeling. Starting off by laying off a layer of concrete on the floor. And you might be thinking that concrete might not be the strongest material in the world, but later on, I do plan on covering this entire vault up with obsidian, just to make it that much more difficult on getting inside. Though I'll probably do that off camera because I unfortunately don't have the obsidian required to cover in all this. You know, sometimes I still wish making concrete was just a little bit easier than just this. But well, I'm sure it's not going to be as annoying as the rest of this construction, such as adding in all these pillars, some cyan terracotta for the walls, and because this is a vault video and not a building video, let's just cut ahead to most of this decoration actually built up, and I wanted it to feel like a really long hallway, but I didn't want it to be too long, so yeah, I think this length is pretty reasonable. But for a vault, it really didn't take much effort in actually breaking into it, because I just went down a ladder, came in here, and I'm in the vault, so we're gonna have to beef it up just a little bit and make it a little bit harder in getting in. And thanks to a build from the Bowtie Man, we're actually going to be building a combination lock. I think I built the exact same combination lock about a year ago, and I still have no idea how this thing actually manages to work. And just in case another one of my evil versions is watching me from beyond the multiverse or whatever, I've decided to build the rest of this off camera. And when I put in the 4-digit combination, what will actually happen is this redstone will actually deactivate. So I guess I might as well show off how I actually do it without showing off anything by completely covering and hiding the screen. So let's push these buttons, and then the redstone. Oh, hold that thought. Okay, now I got it fixed. So now if we come over here and actually push in all the buttons we need to actually activate this one thing, then we should see that this redstone, yeah, it actually managed to turn itself off on its own. So if I push this button to reset everything, and yeah, let's connect this all up to a 3x3 piston door now, which, once again, is a design made completely by the Bowtie Man. And the only couple reasons why I'm not going to show you how to build this block for block is, one, the Bowtie Man did that perfectly well on his channel, 2, I've already built this design before, and 3, it's gonna get really cramped and really hard to move around here. And so with another jump cut later, now every time I put in the 4-digit combination lock, what will actually happen is this piston door will actually open up, and every time I just come out, I just need to push this button, and then everything will close up like that. And in just a little bit, I have plans of what to do inside of here, but I just thought of something. Just look at how easy it is to actually get in and out of this one vault. Like, cause right now there's no security, it's very obvious, and all you gotta do is just look for the ladder and just go down. And you know, we could probably make it at least a little less obvious by maybe building some form of structure on top, and then maybe adding like a key card to get underneath the floor and get into the vault. And I have literally no idea what I'm doing here. I've not planned out any single thing up here, but you know what? I think we can make something work up here. Okay, we could definitely work with the shape. We just need to make it match in with the rest of the themes and styles over there, just to make sure it actually blends in with the entire town. Now, granted, it is a little bit away from the town, but that should change eventually when I build up more things around here. Also, apologies if you're seeing any types of jitters in this video. I don't know what OBS is doing with me today. And if you see any jitters, just pretend it's a glitch in the Matrix. Yeah, something like that. Oh, well, it's good, but just a little bland so far. Well, nothing a few windows can't fix up, as well as maybe some access to actually get up here too. And now time to add in the roof. And roofs, they are easily one of the most difficult things to build out, especially when you have nothing planned for them. But of course, because it's me, I'm not afraid of any challenges like these. No. If anything, I like it when I have challenges like these. Makes me really have to think what I'm actually doing here. And I almost instantly regret saying something like that. This roof is a lot harder to build than I thought. To be honest, the pointed parts of the roofs weren't the issue, but just this one sort of diagonal part. So I tried adding in sort of a diagonal window right here, which was extraordinarily difficult to figure out because once again, I haven't planned out this building at all, and you'd really want to plan out something as complicated as a diagonal window before actually building it. But standing around and complaining isn't nearly as productive as building and complaining, so let's try and get this keycard system in. And I believe the main things we just need to do is hook up an item sorter connected up to this one hopper, which wouldn't be too much of a challenge if we didn't just have a 1 block wide space to work with. But unlike the horrors of unplanned roofs, this is actually fairly easy. Later on, I'll be changing this paper's name to actually what the keycard's actually going to be, but for now, we could just use it for that, just to test it. Because if we dispense the correct paper into the hopper, then what will actually happen is a little piston will go out, and then we can actually go inside of the big vault. The only problem is that, when you're in, there's no way out. That's not a design flaw, it's just something I didn't think about. But oh well, I'm sure hooking up some last minute redstone should fix that. Because if we push this, then everything should open up, and yeah, we should be able to get out, we should be able to. But, oh, there we go. Just think of that as, extra security, yeah. To be honest though, that little button exit might just be temporary, because I think at the very end of this one thing, I might just have, like, a secret little exit out here. But that, of course, can wait for a little bit, because we have at least one more room I'd like to build up. And to put it simple, this last room is going to be completely filled up with levers. Which, to be honest, might not seem too difficult in finding your way in, but you shall see. It's actually going to be a lot harder to actually break in this last bit than you think. But before anything else, we need to turn this deep, damp, and rather sad cave into something that looks absolutely beautiful. I think my building skills may have peaked right here because just look at this beautiful gray and black build right here. And there might be a way in making it even better. Levers. Lots and lots of levers. Oh yeah, definitely adds to the room. Now again, you might just expect someone to come in here and flick down every single lever. Well, I've come up with a small little trick around here which could make it just a little bit harder to figure it out. And what I'm going to be doing back here is actually building up something I used for my amethyst farm I built all that time ago. Because if you actually remember that farm, you actually had to have a few redstone singles go through it before it actually activates, and I think something like that might make it just hard enough for people to get in. Literally, so many repeaters for this one build. And now what will actually happen is if a signal goes through it, then one of the repeaters will go off, another one, another repeater go off, another one, another repeater go off, another one, and then the entire thing goes off, and then I'll actually send the signal out. And so if we actually hook this up to a competitor clock, and then if we put this down, then everything should be completely set up. And there's really only one way to test that for sure. And yep, everything seems to be working and working pretty well. Once again though, when the timer goes off, then this thing will close up and then we'd be stuck in there. But now it's actually time to work on the place where we're actually going to be storing all these clocks. And to be honest, this part isn't going to be anything too special. It's just course going to be the place holding out the clocks, but still, if we can at the very least make it look as glamorous as the living room upstairs, then you know what, I'll be happy with that. And with a little bit of workaround, I think we actually managed to do that pretty well. And here's actually the way you're actually going to get in and out by just pushing that button and going back out to that one room. Because honestly, we are going to have to close everything up after we go through all this vault stuff. Also, I have plenty more ideas as to what I could do with this vault in the future, so let me know down below if you want to actually see that. But for right now, we have at least some form of safe containment unit for these two clocks. We have the normal clock right here, and then we have the collapse clock, which... Oh, those voices again. Do you hear that? Or is it just... It's just... No, it's just me. It's just me. Okay, everything's good, everything's fine, and they are fully and completely and totally secure. But again, I have so many more ideas as to what I could do with this one vault, so let me know down below in the comments if you actually want to see something like that in the future. But yeah, for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.